What's going on, everyone? It's Goldie. You're now rocking with Versus TV. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Period.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chloe's Music, and you're now tuning into what? All the tea right here on Verse TV. And so, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we do this each and every week. We have something special, someone different. And this week, we got a special guest, someone that I'm very close to, someone that you know, and I'm super excited to be on this interview call with. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, if we have in the building Miss Goldie.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, Goldie down. And so, first and foremost, thank you for being here. Like I said again, your energy is so vibrant and so dope. Do the music, do outside the music. So you are who you say you are, and you do what you say you're gonna do. So if our sources serve correct, you are fellow early June baby, just like Aaron Mack. Is that right?
Yes, June 9th, 69 on the calendar. Per.
Just like that. I love it.
Like,
Okay, cool. So, for our audience who may not yet know where you're from, give us a little bit, knowledge about where you're from and what you love about your origin story. Because where we're from and our origin is most important to us. So let people know where you're from who may have not saw our interview that we had with you earlier today on the live. But for those people who tune in on YouTube, let them know just a little bit about your origin story, where you're from, and what you love about
okay, so I'm from Newark, New Jersey, the most crime-rated city in New Jersey, Newark.
it.
And it definitely, and I love my upbringing. I love my origin because my hometown definitely shaped me to be the strong, independent that I am today. If you grow up in Brick City, Newark, you have a certain demeanor with you. You got to grow up tough because Newark is a tough city to live in. But I love where I came from, and I will never forget where I came from. Per. So yeah, I'm from Newark, New Jersey, born and
Oh
raised.
yeah, just like that. Born and raised, now living in New York.
No,
Okay, making that New York dream pop.
yeah, started this journey in New York by myself. Literally moved to New York 2 years ago. Um, so I've been doing stuff. I've been making moves and everything like that. Um, it's definitely been hard, but when you have a journey and when you have a plan set out, because I came to New York, started to live with a best friend, and now I'm here in New York. So Jersey's always a home feeling. I'm in New York.
Mhm, mhm. Listen, we ain't that far from home. So we got to go back. I'm just saying. Some people
Exactly.
are way far, but we ain't that far. So, what inspired you to rap professionally? Like to get into this and say, "I'm gonna go all hard. I'm gonna go hard and make it happen." What inspires you to do that?
Well, I was always plugged in with rappers. Like I started going to the studio in Harlem, and I would be around a lot of guys and they would rap. Like this studio, I was in a studio with a lot of guys, and they would rap and stuff like that. And then even growing up, I always knew I had talent like to rap. I wanted to be a singer. But then when I started to get into different artists, like I would say Left Eye from TLC, got into her and seeing how she wrote and how she rapped on the songs of TLC. And that really inspired me to start rapping. So I would say after seeing her and like, freestyling, with my friends sometimes. And, when you got talent and if you show your talent off around somebody, there's always that one person that's gonna be like, you could actually do this. Stop
Hmm.
playing. You could do this. And that's what it was for me. I would just freestyle with my friends. I would go to the studio with them because I always had like a lot of male friends, and they would go to the studio and they would be plugged in, so I would always be like that down chick that would hang with them. Like, you see a lot of boys and you see that one female, that would be me. So I started rapping. Like I always knew I could rap. So
Hmm.
I really started to take it serious and started rapping. And, I made my first song. I made a little buzz for myself off of SoundCloud. And I started putting some songs together on SoundCloud. And people just liked my sound. They liked my sound. I was talking that real shit, that real like freaky shit, but
Ah.
my bars speak for themselves. So people heard my sound, and then they see my image. I have an image to me too. People be like, "What the fuck?" Like she's so dolly and so this and that, but she raps so hardcore, and she got this sound with her. So I think just being plugged in with rappers and being around people and knowing that I had the talent growing up made me to start rapping and taking it seriously. And the response that I got off of SoundCloud, I released my first song, and I will always remember my first song was called "Make It Vibrate," and I I released it on SoundCloud just to see like what these hoes was gonna think of me, like what people was gonna like really think of my sound and me having an actual song, because people just heard me freestyle. I released
Mhm.
my song off SoundCloud. Everybody loved it. Like people in the neighborhood loved it. People was playing it. You know, my first ever song, which was on SoundCloud. And then after that, I knew that I said, okay, well, that's when I started taking myself seriously as an artist. I'm like, okay, I could rap. I got an image to me. I got style, you know, and I just didn't turn back. I continued with it, to be honest with
Look at me
you.
now. Right. Look at me now doing it. Hello.
I mean, yeah, it
Yep.
was very,
So just let it's a great segue into that question. So from where did the choice for your stage name come from?
yes, I love this question so much because okay, so you know my stage name is two parts. My stage name is Goldie Doll. My name, well, my Goldie was my street name because I always like hustled in the streets and stuff. Um, Growing up in the hood, you would hear like if you walk past the guys, they would try to cat call you, and they always give the girls nicknames. Like, they'd be like, "Oh, come here, little shorty, little slim, little mama, little." And I always had blonde hair. Like blonde hair was like my signature hair in the hood, and I always had blonde hair. So they started calling me Goldie, and I was like, oh, like one time I was walking, and these group of guys, this one group of guys was like, come here, Goldie. And when he was talking to me, I was like, Goldie. When he called me Goldie, he was trying to cat call me because he wanted some of this. He wanted to talk to me. You feel me? He wanted all of this. But
Oh, this right here. Got it.
called me, I was like, okay, he just called me Goldie. Like that name, when you hear something that fits, it just fitted perfectly to me. And I was like, that name is so me. So that's what people was calling me in my hood in Jersey. And then when I came to New York, people was already calling me like Goldie when I like came to New York, and I had a little buzz for myself. So that's where the name Goldie came in. And then the name Doll came in because I always like view myself kind of like as a doll, like with my style and with the different hair colors and the different like in my style and my aesthetics. It very much gives doll. So I thought I put that together with the name Goldie because I didn't want to just call myself Goldie. I was gonna either call myself Goldie the Savage or Goldie Doll. Um, and I went with Goldie Doll because it fit me. Now I'm still a savage. I'm still a savage, per trust. But I went with Goldie Doll because at the time it was like other women that was calling themselves dolls, like Asian doll, Cuban doll. I didn't want to be like them, but I seen how they was branding themselves, and I seen how the reactions they got from the crowd and stuff. And I said, this is me. Like I'm kind of like a doll too. So that's where the name doll comes from. I'm a doll. So yeah.
Come on.
Street
Period. Loving it. All right.
her.
So you represent so very well for the trans females in the industry.
Thank
And
you.
so if you know that, come on. So if you could speak to 11-year-old Goldie Doll right now, what advice would you give her about pursuing her dreams in rap?
If I could speak to 11-year-old Goldie Doll, well, when I was 11 years old, I was enduring a lot of violence in my household, and I was a whole mentally, I was a kid, but I was going through things that a kid shouldn't have been going through. I would have never thought that I would have been a rapper now, and I would have been I would have never thought what I was like if I had a time machine. I would have never thought that this was who I was right now if I was 11 years old. Going back in time, what I would tell myself to little Goldie, I would say, don't give up and don't get discouraged. No matter what the place that you're at right now, you're not going to stay there forever. So I was in a bad space mentally and physically. I was enduring a lot of violence in my household. I lived on a ranch, a brick ranch in Newark, like a house in Newark, with 11 of my family members, and they would fight each other. They would try to stab each other. Like it was a lot of crazy shit that happened in that house, and then going to school, and then it was just so much. And then people getting shot at school. Like dudes carrying guns in school. Because like I said, Newark is a real rough city in New Jersey. And I didn't think it was no hope for me, honestly. I thought when I was that age, I just thought that I was discouraged with life. I thought that I didn't have really a future, to be honest. I would go back in time and tell myself, keep at it with your talents, baby girl, because let me tell you, bitch, you got talent. Trust and keep at it. So that's why I would tell myself. Because I was not motivated back then at all,
Gotcha. Come
whatsoever.
on now. I love it. That was very inspiring. I'm sure somebody can listen to that and get something from it. Yeah. So while we being inspiring, if you could speak directly to any young trans woman right now, what advice would you give them?
Good question. A lot of younger trans women actually come in my inbox like constantly and tell me they love my music. I'm about to just release a video. I put a snippet of the video I'm about to release with another artist, a close friend of mine, Dirty Hannah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so
Shout out
many
Dirty Hannah. Yeah.
Yes, brother. That's really like my brother. Like, there's not a lot of people I fuck with in this industry. But he is one of them. Like, I fuck with him down. Like, that's literally like a brother to me. Shout outs to Dirty Hannah. And shout outs to the song we have, I Need. That video is gonna be crazy. So look out for that. But a lot of younger trans women come into my inbox. I know one person in particular. I'm not gonna say their name because I don't want to put them on blast, but she asked me, Goldie, I look up to you. I love your music. I loved Mind Control. I love what you're about. I love you. But I'm a young trans woman, and I'm saying for what she told me. She was having problems with her voice, and she was telling me, what tips would you give? Like, I'm a trans woman, but my voice ain't there, and I get bullied. How do I get my voice? Like, can you help me with my voice? And I helped her. I mean, I told her, I said, well, to be honest, your voice is you. Your voice comes from your body. Um, I told her that don't mind how somebody sound now, because being trans, we go through so much with our voice, with our style, with this and that. I told her just let everything take time. Do not strain herself out as a young trans and let everything take time and let your voice let your voice flourish. Don't try to put too much strain on your voice. Let it flourish. So I really helped her, and she's a big fan of my music. I'm not gonna say her name because I don't want to put her business out there, but she's a really big fan of my music, and she's trans, and I really felt good helping her, because if I could help other trans women get to where they're going, whether it's dealing with music, because a lot of them ask me also like that. A lot of trans women be wanting me to tell me like, oh, well, they be telling me. Period. So you can find me on Instagram at Goldie_. You can find me on Facebook, Goldie Daw. Okay, Twitter, Goldie the Daw. Um, so you can find me on any handle at Goldie Doll. I'm the original Goldie Doll. Like, you type in Goldie Doll, you're gonna see me. You might probably see some other hoes, but I'm the original Goldie Doll. You gonna see me. Like, yeah, I'm the golden doll. You're gonna see me. So
That's
all my
right.
Goldie Doll. First bitch that pop up per. Um, but yeah, so my Instagram, I'm mostly active on my Instagram and Facebook. Mainly my Instagram. My Instagram is Goldie Daw. Goldie Goldie. That's me. It's like my Goldie. Dog. Goldie Daw underscore.